everyone, Autumn Leaf here, and today we are going to make bread pudding, and this is going to be a custard style bread pudding. So it's not going to be real bready, it's going to have a lot of creamy parts in it. It's more like an old-fashioned bread pudding, and this is the one that we use, and it works out really good. So the first thing you want to do is you want to have a 2-quart pan, which I already have, and I already have bread in here. I have approximately 7 slices of bread sliced up. You can use, it can be different breads. I wouldn't suggest like a wheaty, nutty bread, but you can use cinnamon swirl bread, you can use rye bread, white bread, anything that you got, leftovers, throw them in there. So to start out, we are going to use 4 eggs, and I have backyard chickens, so my eggs are probably going to look a little different than yours if you buy them in the store. They're going to be darker, they're going to be different colors, even my shells are different colors because I have different breeds of chickens. There's the third one. One more. Okay. So we're just going to beat these up a little bit. Brown. Now the good thing with this is you can take away or add to as you like it. And I'm not one for following recipes or measuring everything out. I'm a throw it in there type person. So you have the 4 eggs. So next we're going to add about a cup of sugar. So pour that in there. Stir this up a little bit. Okay, now you need a quart of milk. Now you can either use a quart of half and half. If you don't have a quart of half and half, then use a quart of whole milk and 4 tablespoons of butter. And that's what I'm going to do. I very rarely have heavy cream or half and half or anything like that. So this will work. So we're going to add in softened butter. If I can get it all in here. Kind of mix that in there a little bit. Apparently Rebecca is joining in here. Okay, so now we're going to start adding in the milk.
Mommy?
Becca, we're videotaping, honey. Don't mess with the raisins.
And those are raisins.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so now this is going to look like a lot of liquid, but this is your custard that you want. So it's going to be a lot. Do not add more bread than what I've already said, or you're not going to have custard. You're going to have a bready bread pudding. The best thing to do is when you're doing your bread to try to figure out how much you need is you get your 2 quarts and you kind of lay it down and crumble it up. And this is about, you shouldn't want more than this. This is the maximum amount of bread that you want in this quart pan. So now you're going to put your bread down. Now you're going to take your mix and pour over top of it.
Mommy, what's that? What are you making, Mommy?
Honey, shh, please. Alright, we're just going to kind of press it down a little bit here. Alright, now I like to add a little bit of vanilla. And I'm just going to measure out the top of this here, which is probably about half a teaspoon. Pour that in. You're going to want a little bit of salt. And you're going to want some cinnamon. Probably about, I don't know, quarter teaspoon of salt, a pinch of cinnamon or so. And we're just going to mix that in like this. Doesn't have to be thoroughly mixed, just kind of move it around here. Like that. Now you can do some add-ins. You can add in raisins, nuts, chocolate chips, pistachio or butterscotch chips. You know, anything you got laying around. You can put coconut in here that you want. We're gonna do some raisins, which I've put in some water, so I kind of fluffed them up a little bit. And this is probably about a cup. And then this is probably about a half or a quarter a cup. This is just some leftover nuts that I had, which is like some almonds and pecans. We're gonna pour them in. Same thing. I'm not really mixing it. I'm just kind of pushing it down so it gets that liquid over top of it. And you see how saturated this is. Don't freak out and think you have too much liquid, that we use too much. This is how it needs to look. Okay. So, now the next thing you got to do is you cannot put this in the oven like this and get what we want. Actually, I got a little bit. What I do is put this in a roasting pan and you put some water in it. So I'm going to show you what that looks like.
What? Water? What's water, Mommy?
Yes, water. Alright, so here is a typical roasting pan that you would put a turkey in. Honestly, I don't know the size of this. I know they come in different sizes. It's not marked, but it's typical type roasting pan. And you're going to put your dish down in here like that, or whatever you can get to fit down in there. And you're going to put some water in here, and we're going to put this in the oven, 350 for probably about an hour and a half. Bye. Okay, everybody, so this has baked for an hour and a half. When I first took it out, it was puffed up to about here, and then as it's cooled, it's went down. So you take it out of the pan that had the water in it, let it cool, you can put it in the refrigerator. You can eat this hot or cold. Most people like it a little bit warm, and then you can put some ice cream with it. So let's cut into this. Show you what it looks like, because this is the custard style. And it is absolutely perfect. See if you can see that. It's still steaming, it's still pretty warm, but it's not so hot that you can't eat it right now. Put it onto the pretty plate. So you can see that it has firmed up, but you can see all of the custard that's in there that's really nice and moist, and of course you can see the plump raisins and the nuts. So it turned out perfect. I'll put the recipe down below, and if there's something else that you want, make sure you comment and don't forget to subscribe. Bye!